Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about lightning activity. That is a very important atmospheric phenomena. So why does lightning occurs, how it occurs, and also how the unseasonal rain and lightning has basically caused the loss of life in the Gujarat region of several people. And this is something that occurs all across the India, especially in the pre-monsoon season and sometime even after the monsoon. So let us try to understand this phenomena in more detail. So first of all, to give you the brief context of this particular topic, unseasonal and sudden heavy rainfall that was accompanied with thunderstorm, and thunderstorm is something that is characterized by intense lightning and thunder, along with the hailstorms where you have the falling down of large crystals of the ices. And due to this, so far 27 lives have been lost in the state of Gujarat, that is lying in the western region of India. While the weatherman says enough warning was given about lightning strikes, the disaster management system is designed more for earthquakes and heavy rainfall, not as much for lightning strike. It also annually, when we talk about the natural disasters, largely the picture that come into our mind is related to earthquake, tsunami, volcanic eruption, landslides, cyclones even. But if we talk about lightning, it also is a kind of disaster as it contributes to a number of deaths across India. So we try to understand this. You can see this particular graph where you can see the number of lightning deaths and the lightning strikes. So as you can see, lightning strike, obviously if you calculate over a full year, it will be huge in number. But if you look at the number of lightning death, that also is significantly higher, especially in the states such as Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Odisha and all. And primary cause of lightning deaths is, overall if you divide it, 71% of death is because of standing under tree, 25% of death is because of direct hit, while 4% is indirect hit. If you look at the distribution of lightning related deaths, obviously 96% of this occurs in the rural areas because of the possibility of a huge expanse of land that is free and people roaming around these free areas, while 4% of death has happened also in the urban areas. If you look at the gender breakup, 65% of lightning death it has claimed the life of what we can say as a male, while 35% has claimed the life of female. Obviously, again, this can be explained on the basis of male, especially in the rural areas where most of that happen, are engaged in agricultural activities and related activities, and they spend more amount of time outside of their houses. So the question that comes into our mind is basically that why, first of all, why the unseasonal rain has happened in the state of Gujarat. So for this three major regions have been attributed by the Indian Meteorological Department. First is, if you look at the weather system around India, there is a cyclonic circulation that has developed in the northeastern part of Arabian Sea. A cyclonic circulation is something that can be pictured as like this, where you have an intense low pressure system in the central part of the cyclone, and it is surrounded by high pressure isobars where winds are rotating at a very high speed, reaching more than 200 kilometers per hour. And then as the wind rises, it also carries along with itself large amount of water vapor moisture, which condenses in the upper atmosphere to form dense cumulonimbus kind of cloud, causing rainfall in the outer part of the cyclone. So whenever these cyclonic circulations develop over northeastern part of Arabian Sea, as it is very close to the Gujarat coast, there is a high possibility that if the wind is blowing in the Gujarat direction, it can carry the cyclonic storm toward Gujarat. Second, it also explains the reason behind such unseasonal rainfall is because of western disturbances. So if we talk about western disturbances, basically western disturbances are a weather system which consists of upper air jet stream, which is flowing at a height of about 6 to 8 kilometers and sometimes even beyond. This permanent jet streams move from the west to east direction, and as you can see from here, while moving from west to east direction, it carries moisture from the Mediterranean Sea region. When this western disturbances that is reaching the Pakistan region and then further to the India region, most of time they are largely flowing through the northern part of India. But sometimes due to the temperature and pressure difference, what happens, as you can see from this particular picture, the trough of the western disturbances is slightly, you can say, extends toward the western part of India, such as state of Rajasthan and Gujarat as well. This again because of this western disturbances in this year specifically has been passing over the northern part of the year, generally descending toward the lower latitude. As a result of this, we feel the effect of western disturbances over the country, and whenever they extend further to the western part of India, then also they attracts the amount of what we can say, attract huge amount of wind around it and causes convectional mechanism through which we have the rainfall. Third is easterly trough, that is also again a low pressure system that is passing through this state of Gujarat. So the combination of these three factors have caused unseasonal rains associated with thunderstorm and lightning. Now the question comes that why lightning happens. Let us try to understand this atmospheric, a very interesting atmospheric phenomena in more detail. So scientifically, there can be three reasons for the lightning strikes. First of all, whenever there is an interaction between any system and western disturbances, it always leads to lightning. And as we have discussed, currently western disturbance is passing over the state of Gujarat. Second, the first spill of activity that happened, spill of activity of the rain that happened after a prolonged dry period also leads to a convective activity that results in lightning. Basically, what happens when rainfall has not happened for a long period of time, the ground becomes intensely hot. As it becomes intensely hot, the convection current, that is the upward movement of wind that occurs in this region, is very, very strong. And as this strong convective current pushes huge amount of water vapor and moisture in the atmosphere at a very high speed, it leads to development of cumulonimbus cloud, where you have much easier charge separation, which results into lightning and thunder. The presence of more moisture thus interacting the western disturbances this time. So these three reasons we can associate with the present lightning strike. Whenever there is a low pressure area, it attracts the air from the surrounding, because generally the air moves, or wind we can say, moves from the high pressure region to the low pressure region. And with sufficient moisture presence, rain activity can enhance over that area, resulting in thunderstorm activity from these western disturbances. If we look at this particular region, that why do we have low pressure area around the state of Gujarat, this can be explained by the presence of a zone that generally is referred in climatology as Intertropical Convergence Zone. Intertropical Convergence Zone is a low pressure system that largely is scattered around the equatorial region, but due to the northward or southward movement of sun, sometimes the ITCJ shifts north and south accordingly. And ITCJ is something that is continuously attracting the winds from all around the subtropical region, and this is also how we can explain the lightning and rainfall phenomena in the state of Gujarat. So this is about this precise lightning phenomena. However, overall, if you try to understand the general mechanism of lightning, it is happening due to these particular reasons. First of all, what is lightning? So in simple terms, lightning can be described as a process of occurrence of a natural electrical discharge of very short duration and high voltage. And this discharge, or the flow of electrons that happens, it can happen between a cloud and the ground, or within a cloud. Second, it is generally accompanied by a bright flash and sound, and sometimes thunderstorms. So thus we can divide the lightning into two types. First kind of lightning, which is referred as intercloud or intercloud lightning. This kind of lightning is what is generally visible when there is a rainy weather, when there is a cloudy weather, and you see up in the sky. That is happening between two different cloud systems or within a single cloud layer. On the other hand, second kind of lightning that is more deadly for the people is C2G lightning, that is called as cloud to ground lightning, and this is very harmful as the high electric voltage and electric current leads to electrocution when the electric discharge happens and passes up to the ground surface. So the question comes that why does lightning strikes the earth's surface? Now this can be explained by this mechanism. First of all, as we know, the earth is a good conductor of electricity, and we talk about electrically, though the earth is neutral, however, if you compare it with the cloud density or over the cloud layers, it is relatively positively charged, especially with reference to or with respect to the middle layer of the cloud. And as a result, an estimated 20 to 25% of the current flow, that basically is lightning, gets directed toward the earth. That means if 100 lightning events are happening over a particular region, there is a possibility that 20 to 25% of these events will reach up to the ground surface. Lightning has a great probability of striking raised objects to the ground, such as trees or building. This is because of air, which is a bad conductor of electricity. And thus, since air is a bad conductor of electricity, whenever a lightning discharge happens, it tries to find a path of least resistance. And thus, the tall buildings, the raised buildings, especially if they are made up of metallic structures, they act as a path of least resistance, and the electricity or the lightning is basically this, what we can say, strikes those particular region. Now, as we know that there are a lot of lightning deaths that happens all across India due to these events, how can these deaths be minimized? So first of all, let us try to understand that what are the main seasons when you have lightning related deaths. So for example, if you look at eastern part of India such as West Bengal and Assam, there is a season of what we call as Kal Baisakhi or Nor'wester. This is a pre-monsoon season, which is a season of violent thunderstorms and lightning related incidents. Similarly, if you look at the northern regions of India such as Bihar, Jharkhand and Uttar Pradesh, here most lightning related deaths happen also in the pre-monsoon time, again because of very strong convective current, because before rainy season we have the summer season, and the summer season is a time when we have intense insolation that is falling on the surface, and this intense insolation causes extreme heating of the ground surface, causing strong convective current. So as far as the CROPC is concerned, it says that early lightning warning to farmers, cattle grazers, children and people in open area is key to prevent lightning related deaths. And in this regard, a local lightning safety action plan is something that need to be prepared, like installing of lightning protection devices and all that, at least at the panchayat level or what we can say as the block level, to minimize the death related to such kind of weather events. Now the question comes that we can easily forecast tropical monsoon and make people aware, especially who are residing in coastal areas, or even evacuate them if necessary. So can such kind of predictions or forecasts be made in terms of or in case of lightning? The answer is that as per the Climate Resilience Observing System Promotion Council, CROPC, it says that this is something that is done periodically by the Indian Meteorological Department. In collaboration with CROPC, basically IMD disseminates early lightning forecast which uses satellite observation, inputs from the network of Doppler and other radars, and lightning detection sensor among the others. And thus, it makes lightning forecast very unique in nature and one of the best lightning forecast system IMD has if you compare the other countries as well. And especially if you look at 2019 year, during that year in pre-monsoon season of March, April, May, the tool helped forecast thunderstorms which helped in saving public life and property. So in short, the answer is yes, the forecast related to lightning can be made and actually is being made already in case of India. However, there are certain other suggestions and recommendations that has been given by the report published by the same organization, that is CROSPC. It has said that further actions like these can be taken. First of all, there is a need to notify lightning also as a disaster as per the Ministry of Home Affairs. For example, we know that there is a Act, NDM Act, and under that we have a National Disaster Management Authority, and this is a nodal authority that basically tackles all the disaster related situations in India. Despite that, lightning has not been notified as a disaster. Second, due to this, there is less amount of required attention that is given to this particular phenomena. Lightning risk management in national policy directives and development programs is something that will attract the what you can say attention of all the stakeholders, both at the local level, state level, as well as the national level. Third, more scientific and focused community-centric approach should be adopted to tackle the problems related to lightning, and there should be convergence of various departments to make sure that the forecast or prediction, if something has been done like that, it should be relayed without any delay to the general public, especially in the rural areas and in those sensitive areas where lightning related threats are quite high. Fourth, we can say there should be a special program that is called as, that we can call as National Lightning Resilience Program, that should also be started. And last, we should have proper mapping of lightning related activities and lightning related deaths, so that lightning risk atlas map can be prepared, and based on that a focused or region focused approach can be taken to minimize the casualty. So these are some other recommendations that has been given by CROPC. So that is all for this particular video. I hope you understood about the geographical concept behind the lightning and why it has been news in past few days. Thank you very much.